are 17-year-old when Joe and your family move to a quiet countryside area. Your father buys a house there. It's a large, beautiful place in a top of a hill. Your father bought it for your comfort since the school is nearby. Being the only child, your parents love you deeply and always want the best for you. The day you all move in, the weather is fresh and the air feels clean. The house is big, bright, and surrounded by nature. You quickly pick your room and the maid helps you unpack and arrange your things. That night during dinner, your mother smiles and asks, "Are you ready for school tomorrow?" You nod excitedly and say yes. You have always been a brilliant student and truly enjoy studying. The next morning, you get ready early, wearing your uniform neatly. Since it's your first day, your mom decides to walk with you. The school is just a short distance away, and on the way, you both enjoy the walk, birds singing, tall trees swaying, and a peaceful breeze in the air. Everything feels new and exciting. At school, your teacher warmly welcomes you. You're seated next to a girl named Minha, who seems kind and friendly. Most of your classmates are nice to you, except one girl. She is also one of the top students, but when she hears that you are smart too, she starts acting distant and jealous. After school ends, you decide to walk home on your own. You are confident and brave, and your cheerful attitude makes it easy for people to like you. On your way back, while walking past the woods, you suddenly hear someone crying. You freeze for a moment. There is no one around. Curious and slightly nervous, you step into the trees. There, sitting on the ground with his head down, is a boy about your age. You slowly approach and ask gently, "Are you okay?" The boy goes silent for a second, then he slowly turns his head towards you. His expression is one of shock, but then he quietly nods and says yes. You frown a little, noticing he looks lonely. "Why are you crying? Where are your mom and dad?" you ask, but the boy doesn't answer. Without saying a word, he gets up and walks away into the woods, leaving you standing there, confused and surprised. You stay still for a few seconds, watching him disappear, then slowly turn around and head home, the strange encounter lingering in your mind. When you reached home, the first thing you did after changing your clothes was head to the lawn, where your mother sat on a wooden chair enjoying the cool breeze and a cup of tea. You walked over quietly, then hugged her warmly from behind. She smiled and touched your hand. "Everything okay?" she asked gently. You nodded, then sat beside her and began to tell her about what you saw. A boy sitting alone in the woods crying. "I asked if he was okay, but he didn't really talk to me," you explained. "He looked so sad." Your mother's expression changed slightly. She held your hand and said firmly but with care, "Sweetheart, don't go near places like that. We are new here. We don't know anything about the people in this area. I know you have kind heart and always want to help everyone, but sometimes it's better to be careful." You nodded quietly. "Okay, Mama. Promise me," she added. "I promise." After that, you went inside and did your homework in your new cozy room. The evening passed quietly, everything felt normal, but that night something strange happened. While you were sleeping, you suddenly felt a chill. You stirred a little under your blanket and felt like someone had entered your room. You couldn't see anything, but you sensed it. Footsteps slow, quiet, stopping right next to your bed. Your eyes flew open in fear and you screamed loudly. Within seconds, your mother and father rushed in. Your father turned on lights while your mother rushed to your side. "What happened?" she asked, worried. I felt someone here," you whispered, still breathing heavily. "They were right next to me." Your mother gently touched your forehead. "It was just a bad dream, sweetheart. There's no one here," she said softly, looking around. "The house is old and something our mind plays tricks on us." Your father checked the windows and corners of the room. Nothing was there. Slowly you calmed down. After sitting with you for a while, your parents kissed your forehead, turned off the lights again, and left you to sleep. The next morning, while packing your school bag, your mother reminded you, "Today go straight to school and come straight home. No stops, okay?" You nodded. "Okay, Mama." Then you left the house and started walking to school. As you passed the same path near the woods, you stopped for a moment, glancing in the direction where you had seen the boy the day before. It was quiet, nothing was there now. You took a deep breath and kept walking. At school, everything seemed normal. You entered your classroom and took your seat. But as you look around, your eyes widened slightly. The boy, the same one from the woods, was there sitting quietly in a corner desk. You blinked in surprise. "He goes to my school?" you thought. He didn't look at you. He just stared out of the window silently. You considered telling someone, but then thought, maybe he had a hard time yesterday. It's not right to talk about it to others. He might feel embarrassed. You gave one last glance his way and then turned your attention to the teacher. After school ended, you packed your bag and started walking home alone. Suddenly, you heard someone calling from behind you. "Hey, wait!" You froze and turned around quickly. Your eyes widened in surprise. It was him, the same boy from the woods, the same boy from your class. You hadn't expected him to speak to you. He jogged up to you, a little out of breath. I am sorry for stopping you like that, he said, brushing his hair back nervously. Your house is this way, right? You nodded slowly. Still a bit unsure, he smiled gently. My house is also in this direction. If you don't mind, maybe we could walk together. You looked at him a little cautiously. He noticed and quickly added, Oh, I am Jungkook, by the way. That made you smile. I am Ryan. So the two of you began walking side by side down the peaceful road. The silence between you wasn't awkward. It was calm. Then after a minute, you glanced at him and said softly, If you don't mind, can I ask you something? He nodded. Sure. You hesitated for just a second before asking. That day in the woods, why were you crying? Jungkook went quiet for a moment. His eyes stayed on the road ahead. Actually, he said after a pause, I was planning to say sorry to you for that day too. I didn't mean to scare you. Looked at him gently, waiting. He took a deep breath. My parents died 2 years ago, car accident. After that, I moved here to live with my uncle. He works in the city, so he is only home once in a while. That day, I just really missed them. Your heart softened. Oh, I'm sorry, Jungkook. He gave you a faint, sad smile. It's okay, I'm getting used to it. So your house came into view. You stopped in front of the gate and pointed. This is my home. Okay, it was nice walking with you, he smiled. Yeah, same. See you tomorrow. See you said softly, waving as you stepped through your gate. You watched for a second as Jacob continued walking down the path, his figure slowly fading into the trees. As soon as you entered the house, your mom called out, Ryan, why were you late? Then you said, I was walking home with Jungkook. We were talking and I didn't notice the time. You said with a smile. He's the same boy I saw crying in the woods that day. He's in my class too. Your mom's eyes narrowed slightly with concern. You're talking to him? She nodded and told her everything you'd learned about him. The loss of his parents, his quiet nature, and how he lived with his uncle who's often away for work. She listened quietly, then finally said, Okay, just be careful. You nodded. I understand, Mom. After going to your room, you changed into something comfortable, resting for a while, then came outside in the lawn as the sun started to dip behind the trees. The air felt cooler, softer, and you felt lighter now that tomorrow was Sunday. No school. You laughed and talked with your parents that evening, sitting together and enjoyed the calm countryside peace. The next day late in the morning, you sat on the terrace with your laptop, catching up on a drama and sipping juice. That's when you noticed moment below. You looked down and saw Jungkook standing at your gate, waving his hand with a small smile. He called out, Ryan, curious and happy. You closed your laptop and hurried downstairs. When you reached him, he looked at you with soft eyes and said, Would you like to go for a walk with me? The weather really nice today, and I thought since you are new here, I could show you some beautiful spots. Also, maybe this could count as me saying sorry properly. You laughed. Oh, come on, Jungkook. I'm not angry at you. You really don't need to keep saying sorry. He grinned, and the two of you began walking together. Jungkook led you some beautiful spot. After a few quiet moments, he looked at you and said, Come on, I want to show you something else. He stepped toward woods. You hesitated. The woods? I don't know. The last time I went in, I felt scared at night. I even felt like someone was in my room. Jungkook smiled gently and said in a soft voice, This time no one will scare you. I'm with you. I will take care of you. You looked into his eyes. His voice was calm, warm, and there was something strangely comforting in the way he said it. Your hesitation faded, and you followed him in. Deep within the trees, he brought you an old well. Jungkook turned to you and spoke seriously. If there's ever a day you want to meet me, but you can't find me anywhere, come here. You will always find me by this well. You looked at him, surprised by his tone. There was something deep and unreadable in his eyes. A flicker of light seemed to dance in them, strange, cold, and mysterious. You took a small step back, but your foot slipped on a loose stone. You gasped, and just before falling, you reached out and caught Jungkook's hand. As soon as your skin touched his, a chill ran through your body. His hand was ice cold. You looked at him in surprise. Your hand, it's freezing. Why are you so cold? Jungkook smiled slightly flustered, maybe because I have never been this close to a girl before. You make me nervous. You laughed softly, trying to ease the tension. Relax, I'm not a ghost who's going to eat you. He chuckled, his shoulder relaxing. You glanced back at the well. Do you live near here? You asked, half joking. Don't tell me you live in the well. He laughed again, then pointed past the trees. No, not in the well, but my house is just over there in front of it. She looked in the direction he pointed and saw, a little distance away, a small quiet house hidden among the trees. I live there alone, he added. It's not really clean or anything. That's why I never invited you over. She smiled kindly. That's okay, thanks for showing me this place. But it's getting late. I should go home, Jungkook nodded and walked you back. On the way, you both chatted more about school, favorite books, things you missed from your old home. It felt peaceful. When you finally reached your house, you said goodbye and waved to him with a smile. But that night, as you lay on your bed, something felt off. Your whole body felt unusually heavy, tired in a strange way, and cold like something icy was running through your veins. You shivered under your blanket, thinking back to when you touched Jungkook's hand. It's probably nothing, you told yourself. I just walk a lot today. I'm just tired. But deep inside, a small part of you wondered if something else had changed, something you couldn't yet understand. The next morning, you got ready for school. At the breakfast table, your mom looked at you closely. Ryan, are you okay? You look pale. She asked with concern. You gave her a small smile. I am fine, just tired from yesterday's work. She nodded slowly. Take care of yourself. And I have noticed you have started spending a lot of time with Jungkook. After just one meeting, you sighed, a little embarrassed. Oh, come on, mom. He's just a friend. He's alone, so I hang out with him. You finished your breakfast, grabbed your bag, and left for school. As you stepped onto the road, Jungkook ran up to you with a bright smile. I was waiting for you. You smiled back. Let's go. At school, you sat beside him. You talked, laughed, and stayed close. You didn't talk much with anyone else. Slowly, the other students began whispering about you. Ryan changed. She is acting strange, but you didn't care. You felt something deep with him, a connection, something unexplained. Presence made you feel safe and warm. Soon you walked to school together, went on walks, returned home side by side. He became your world. A whole month passed. Now you and Jungkook were best friends. And something more. You both knew there were feelings between you. But as time passed, your health started to fade. You felt weaker every day. Pale, tired, your mom grew worried. She started giving you more food, healthy juice, and soups. One evening after dinner, she looked at you and said, Wine, if you feel comfortable, invite Jungkook for lunch this weekend. It's been a month and I haven't seen him since the first day. You nodded, okay mom, I will ask him. After dinner, you went to your room, but your mom stood quietly for a moment, watching you leave. She noticed how much you'd changed and how weak you looked. That night, she made up her mind. The next morning, she walked into your room. Why no school today? We are going to the hospital. You sat up confused. Why, mom? I am fine. You look fine, but I want to be sure. You sighed, but agreed. The hospital, the doctor ran a few tests, blood work, and a general checkup. Everything came back normal. He gave you some vitamins and said it might just be stress or low energy. The next morning, on your way to school, you looked around. No sign of him. Maybe he thought I'd skip again. You told yourself, but when you got to class, he still wasn't there. Now you were worried. After school, you decided to go to the well. He must be there, you thought. You walked into the woods alone. The trees were quiet, the air still. You felt uneasy, like someone was following you. You turned around, no one. You picked up your pace and finally reached the well. But no one was there. You called Jungkook, but there was no sign of him. Then you went back home with a heavy heart, worried about him. That night, as you lay in bed, a strange heaviness settled over your body again. Your limbs felt cold, like the warmth was slowly leaving your skin. You pulled the blanket tighter, but it didn't help. It wasn't just tiredness anymore, it felt deeper. The next morning, you woke up with a dull ache in your chest. Your face in the mirror looked pale, almost grey. You covered it with light makeup and went downstairs. Your mother stared at you silently as you ate your breakfast. You barely touched the food. You didn't sleep again, did you? She asked softly. You shook your head, just had strange dreams. She hesitated. Why, and tell me honestly, do you ever feel strange after meeting Jungkook, like weak or tired? She looked up surprised. Why are you asking that? I don't know, I just feel like something not right, she said. You avoided her eyes. He's not the problem, mom. She sighed. Just promise me you will be careful. You nodded quietly and left for school. At the school, you looked around. No Jungkook. All day you waited, but he didn't come. At lunch, you sat alone. Whispers surrounded you again. She's weird now, something wrong with her. But you blocked it all out. When the final bell rang, you left in silence. You walked home, something pulled at your heart, a strange feeling like an invisible thread drawing you towards the woods again. You didn't even hesitate. You followed the narrow path through the trees, deeper than before. The wind was still, even the birds were quiet. Finally, you reached the well, but something was different this time. There were withered flowers around it. The grass was dry. The air felt thick. You slowly walked toward it. Jungkook, you whispered. A low voice answered from behind. You came, you turned. Jungkook stood there, but his eyes were darker. His skin even paler than before. You stepped back. Jungkook, are you okay? You asked. He looked at you with deep sadness. I didn't want this. What are you talking about? I didn't mean for you to get sick. He said softly. Your heart skipped. What do you mean sick? He stepped closer. Since I met you, something changed. I feel alive again. And you were fading. You stared at him. What are you saying? Jungkook's voice cracked. I think I am taking your energy. I didn't know at first, but now I see it. You froze in place. Your mind raced back. Your weakness, the cold, the heaviness after touching him, the nights you couldn't sleep, his ice cold hands, his strange presence. You whispered, "What are you, Jungkook?" His expression twisted with pain. "I don't know," he said, "but I know I'm not like others." Just to be sure, you lifted your phone and took a picture, aimed right where Jungkook was standing. When you checked the phone, your heart dropped. He wasn't in it. Your hands began to shake. You looked up at him slowly. Why don't you show up in the picture?" you asked, your voice trembling. Jungkook didn't reply right away. You took a step back, panic racing in your chest. Are you a ghost? As your mind raced, flashes came back. How people laughed when you spoke with Jungkook in class. How they said you'd change. How no one else ever saw him. You remembered that first night, the feeling of someone in your room. It was him. Your breath quickened. You turned around and ran. He called after you. "Wait, I'm not a ghost. I'm still alive." But you didn't stop. You burst into your house, heart pounding, nearly making it into the hallway before your legs gave out. You collapsed, your mother screamed, and your father rushed to you, catch you, carrying you to bed. "The doctor arrived soon. She's in shock," he said gently. "Let her rest. She will wake up soon." When you opened your eyes, your mother was sitting beside you. You gave her a faint smile. "What happened to you?" she asked, brushing your hair back. You hesitated and said, "It's nothing. I just feel a bit weak. I just fainted." Your mother didn't push further. She simply nodded. "Get some rest." After she left, you sat up slowly and opened the photo again. This time you looked closer. Where Jungkook had stood, there was just a dark shadow blur, not a person, not even a shape, just darkness. And suddenly his words came back to you. "I'm not dead. I'm still alive." You didn't understand fully, but you felt the truth in your heart. He never hurt you. He cared for you, maybe even loved you. You took a deep breath and whispered, "If he's still alive, then I will help him." The next morning after breakfast, you told your mom you needed a walk, asked you to rest, but you insisted. So you went straight to the well. Jungkook appeared the moment you called his name. You flinched at first, but he raised his hand gently. "Don't be scared. I never meant to hurt you. I'm sorry I lied." You crossed your arm. "That's why I'm here. I want the truth, Jungkook." He nodded, eyes filled with regret. 5 years ago, he began. "My family moved here. My father cut trees to sell wood in the city. One day, he cut down a massive old tree, not knowing someone lived inside it." You frowned. "Lived inside it? It was a witch's home," he said softly. "We didn't know that night. We heard crying from the woods. Then, one evening, someone knocked on the door. My father opened it and never came back." Jungkook was shocked. "My mother handed me my little sister and told me to stay inside. She went after him. I waited. Then I heard screaming. I ran outside and I saw everything." He paused. "She killed my father in front of us. My mother begged her to stop, but the witch screamed, saying the tree was her home, and my father destroyed it, killing her son who was sleeping inside. She said she'd take everything from us now." Tears fell in his eyes. "She killed my mother, then my sister, and then she looked at me. I don't remember what happened next," he whispered. "I woke up alone, here, near the well. I ran to the village for help, but no one saw me, like I didn't exist. He looked at you now, until you, the first person who could see me, who felt me. That's why I ran that day. I didn't believe it, and that night, I came to your room just to be sure." He paused. "I can't open that old house door where it all happened, but I feel my real body is still trapped inside. I need help to get it back. But when I found out you got sick because of me, I thought I should distance myself from you, but I couldn't." He stopped and said, "Because I love you." You were silent for a moment, then stepped forward and gently took his hand. "I am sorry I ran from you," you said softly, "and I love you too, Jungkook." His eyes widened slightly. He looked at you with wonder. "That's why I came back," you continued. "I'm not afraid anymore. We will figure this out together." Evening light began to fall through the trees. "I should go," you said. "My mom's probably worried." Next morning when you go to school, you add some things in your bag like torch and lighter because you decided to go to Jungkook after school. In school you wait for the bell. When the bell rang, you go to the woods and reach the well. Jungkook is already there waiting for you. Jungkook looked tense and said, "Ryan, think about it. I don't want you to get hurt by something." Then you said, "Now I came here. I will go to the house." You go close to the house. Your heart beat fast. You turn on your torch and open the door. When you enter, Jungkook also enters with you. But you feel cold inside. Suddenly the door shuts. You get scared, but then calm yourself and go ahead. Then you hear someone crying in the house. You get scared. This voice comes from the basement. Then Jungkook said, "It's the same voice." You both are scared, but you want to do this for him. Then you both move toward the basement. You open the door. The crying is now stopped. There is a strange smell in there, like something dead inside. You cover your nose. Then the basement light sparks. You look at Jungkook and you notice he stopped, seeing something. You go to him and you get shocked. There are skeletons of humans. Then you see a room in the basement. You open it, then you freeze. There is a body of Jungkook laying there. You call it Jungkook. Before Jungkook reaches you, someone enters the house and comes to the basement. The step of the wooden floors, you both hear. Then someone is crying again and comes slowly. You get scared. Then the woman enters. She is crying. Her eyes are full of darkness. Jungkook rushes to you and stands in front of you to protect you. You both now understand this woman is a witch. Then she says, "Why are you coming? You again killed my son." She attacks you, not Jungkook. You rush to a wooden piece and make a fire with your lighter. When the witch sees the fire, she stops. Then you say to Jungkook, she thinks you are her son. Now take advantage of this and kill her. Then Jungkook says, "I don't know how." Suddenly you see a small doll hanging on the witch's necklace. Then you say, "If we destroy this doll, maybe it works." Then Jungkook steps closer to the witch and tries to snatch the necklace. Then the witch turns and grabs Jungkook's neck and lifts him in the air. You suddenly rush to her and snatch her necklace and then try to burn it in fire. Before you burn it, the witch turns to you and attacks you with her knife in your shoulder. You scream, but you burn the witch's necklace. The witch screams loudly. Your eyes blur, your vision becomes weak. Jungkook runs to you, but you become unconscious. The witch's knife poison starts to spread in your body. After hours, you open your eyes. You look around. You are on a hospital bed. You try to speak, but you have no energy. Then your mom runs to you and says, "Ryan, are you okay?" You shake your head and try to search for Jungkook. Then you speak in a low voice, "Where is Jungkook? Is he okay?" Then your mom turns her head and calls someone. Then Jungkook comes to you. When you see him, you feel your energy back. He holds your hand, but this time his hand is warm, like a human. Then you ask, "Are you okay?" Jungkook smiles and says, "This time I am the one who should ask that question. But yes, I am okay now, and it's all thanks to you. You are happy because you did it. You brought Jungkook back." After 1 week, Jungkook sells his property and buys a new house in the city. You also move to the city because now your parents are scared of what you face alone. They want to keep you safe. There, Jungkook starts a part-time job to finish his study. You both go to school together, and now your new life starts. After a year, you and Jungkook with your baby girl visit your parents' house on the weekend, and there, laughter and happiness spread everywhere.